Dean, today we had honestly the craziest, in my opinion, like the craziest collectible I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And I thought it was fake. I didn't believe, could not believe that it was real.
Today?
Well, the news broke today. I don't know if it was today.
Oh, okay. I guess I
You want to see
missed
what it
it.
is?
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, Pope Leo the 14th tops now Abemus Papam trading card, bro.
Oh
Look
my
at
god.
this. Now it's sold out. I would have bought. I didn't realize how this was being released, but I feel kind of bamboozled, Dean.
A cold
8.99
$8.99.
gets you a cool Pope Leo trading card. I thought it was going to be in a set. I didn't realize they were just selling them individually. But in any with any decent sports card, Dean, you can get out of 50 gold foil, out of 25 orange foil, out of 10 black foil, out of 5 red foil, or a one of one foil refractor. There's also the limited edition white smoke version, which is limited to 267,
Hey,
one for
that
every
should be
Pope.
red, white, and blue smoke, brother.
Wow,
The
that's
white
what I'm
smoke.
talking about. Dude, they should do a O Block version too, since he's from
I more
Chi-Town,
like the green smoke. Just saying.
Wow, the Ben Thomas Green Smoke version, the nut version, bro.
The nut
Can
version.
you imagine if Ben becomes a pope one day?
Well, I
It could happen.
yeah, good.
It
Well,
could literally happen.
Benedict? Well, we're gonna call you Benedict from now on.
Benedict.
wow, that's good.
The
Pope Ben.
Benedict Thomas Show.
There's no T. It's just a K at the end.
Triple K.
Damn, dude. Well, maybe not. That might be crazy. Isn't that crazy though? Everything's a trading card. Like I went to this store the other day. There was Rosa Park refractor trading card room, and I bought one.
That's
And there
crazy.
was a Martin Luther King. I have a dream. There was a Gandhi
Wow.
trading card. It was crazy, dude.
There's there's just some things I would never consider owning.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Pope trading cards gotta be up there.
Bro,
Like
there's a Pope Francis rookie card, bro. Look at this
rookie
shit.
card.
I checked eBay to see what this would cost, dude. I think he threw out a pitch or something. Is this what happened? I don't know. I don't know why he'd be a rookie for the
Yeah, the
Phillies.
Phillies.
That's crazy, dude.
I
Is that sacrilegious? I don't know. I
yeah,
mean, I guess
because
it's
I'm
not.
I'm really into Mythic Legions currently,
Uh huh.
and people like to pair the line with other lines of figures. And there's like biblical figures. And so currently there's one going around, right? It's Jesus. And I love Jesus with all my heart. But I would never own an action figure of him. I feel like that's like crossing some kind of line.
Yeah, you don't put cross and Jesus in the same sense unless you really mean it.
It's like,
There's certain weeks that you can do that.
yeah, because he was like, oh, I got this Jesus action figure. And he was like posing it. And then he had like this one particular guy put like an AK-47 in his hand, and I was like, why? Like,
That's hardcore.
at least put an
Pretty
AR.
hardcore. Yeah. I could see you having an action figure. I don't think I'd get a Jesus like trading card. You shouldn't
There's
trade
a
Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus transformer.
Yeah, that's sacrilegious, dude.
That's crazy, bro.
It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, you asked fucking Mark to print it for you. I was like,
What does he transform into?
Wait, Mike.
a fucking crucifix. It's like a robot, and then it transforms to Jesus on the cross. I'm like, that's blasphemous, brother.
Should have been like a loaf of bread or a glass of wine or something.
Wow.
Something a little more fun. Actually, no bread. I can't eat it.
But Pope trading cards, I never would have guessed.
Gluten-free.
Like, we could have sat here for 100 years. I never would have guessed Pope trading card.
Bro, I'm so mad I missed it. I even like put it in the chat. At first I thought it was a joke. I feel so stupid, bro. I feel so absolutely stupid right now. I feel so angry.
It does look like
bro.
something AI generated. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I feel so mad, bro. Damn, bro.
It's too hard to know what's AI
not gonna-
generated these days in general. I
Bro,
don't
it's
trust
getting so
anything at
good.
first
It's getting
glance.
so good. There's like the silly ones that are very obvious, but dude, there's some lately I'm like, dude, give this like, you know, 3 years, bro. Like, even just with some of the stuff we've been doing, like, you know, we're getting like pictures of things that are happening. I'm like, is that a real picture? Like, could AI have made this picture? Dude, I don't really know what to trust anymore, bro.
Bro, have you seen? I don't even know if we should talk about it. But the whole India-Pakistan thing going on right now, and they're showing like war footage from like video games,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
and people are like falling for it, and like everyone's like,
Oh my god.
"Bro, this is from Arma 3 and like fucking Battlefield." Like
Some of those games look really
on the
good, dude.
news over there.
On the
horrible.
news.
On the news, bro.
It reminds me of that one TikTok of that old woman watching like a Grand Theft Auto 5 rampage, and the car is like flipping and hitting a pedestrian, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
And she thinks
yeah.
it's the news. Or I don't know if you've seen this, Dean, but like, let's say before the Super Bowl, people will play like Eagles versus Chiefs on Madden, and then stream it the day of the Super Bowl. But there'll be
Yeah.
times where people are watching that thinking it's the real game, like older people, and they realize like it's definitely not the real game, which is like it's pretty crazy.
I did go down the
Tim, that's a
Instagram
fucking
rabbit hole.
crazy comment, by the way.
I did go down the Instagram rabbit hole the other day though of watching like bad physical injury like videos where people like hurt themselves or like they snap their legs or like they
I
jump
can't
off
watch
a
that
trampoline.
shit, dude. I can't
It's
watch
crazy
that.
though. There was some crazy stuff, and like part of me, I was like, "Oh, that person died." Like there was a few in there that I was like, "That person
I
definitely
can't
died
watch
there."
that. Yeah, it's-
Yeah, I don't know why Instagram
couldn't
keeps showing
be
it to me.
me,
Maybe because I watched it for 15 minutes. Now
yeah,
it's
that's
just like,
why, dude. I watched
what this guy
one
wants to
fucking
see.
one video, and I'm fucking. It's all about Swifter and
Or gorillas.
everything else. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's crazy.
A
how
lot
that
of gorilla
works.
stuff.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection. These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank everybody out there watching, whether you're catching us live, the YouTube studio audience, maybe on Twitch, or you're catching us on the replay, wherever you listen to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever we're at. We're plastered all over, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
We have honestly like nothing to talk about, to the point where I was like, do we do the show today? Like, I don't know. But Dean, let's check in with who we got in the chat. We got King Dingling, Toy Mafia, Trevor Weed, Sean Forster, 12 Wish Stream, Universal Key, Star Crash 1138, Darth Tamaris, Pedro Lopez. I need to know where that photo's from, Pedro. Thor Gaming, the Three Amigos. Look at that. Equan. Let's see here. Charlie Unicorn. Tim Harvey. Not pulling up her comment though. That's a crazy comment. Dean, we have a very special segment that we start off all of our best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
It's new this week.
Yeah, what you get new this week? I got one thing from Zach. I didn't get a picture of it, and I don't have it with me. It's the Sonic 3 Gerald Robotnik. So I've completed the Sonic 3 figure line.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hell yeah! I saw Zach this weekend, and he pulled up, and he was like, "Here you go." I was like, "I completely forgot you got this for me." So,
I think the only complaint like that I saw, and I could be wrong if I'm thinking of the wrong figure, but like I thought he was like scaled incorrectly in comparison to Sonic and the cast.
yeah,
It seems like
they are.
small in comparison. You know what I mean? It's weird, but
Yeah,
otherwise
they're
it's a good
definitely-
figure.
Yeah, they're definitely too small.
Yeah,
What's happening right now?
the human
I think
character, anyways.
I think they're like 6-inch scale, so like if Sonic was into scale with him, he'd probably only be like 2.5, 3 inches tall. So
Yeah, that's all you
Pretty
really
big
need of
figure, all
Sonic,
things
honestly.
considered.
yeah.
Conquer says, "What's with the eating?" I'll be honest. I'm gonna be eating, and Matt's gonna be eating today. That's you just have to deal with that. Like, you know.
I
real
literally
life.
just got home from the gym and I hadn't eaten dinner yet, and I was like, I'm either late for the show or I eat on the stream.
Yeah, I
Way she
literally
goes. I got
got
shawarma,
my
chicken shawarma.
Wow. I got my full plate of food literally at 8:29, so it's gonna. I should have to live with the Conquer.
I ate before the show, so.
Sorry, normally I don't eat on the stream, but way she goes. Way she goes. Protein shake and chicken. Love to see it.
One time, Zach, I remember what happened, but Zach and I were like running like
After
super
dark.
far behind, and we were eating on stream, and somebody fucking made a big stink about it and was calling us names, so I never did it again.
Yeah,
Really?
usually I double down on
Why?
that kind of behavior when I get called out. So
It's
enjoy
ASMR,
that.
guys. I could chew into the microphone. At least I'm muting myself. Yeah, I can't breathe through my nose. It gets loud. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I got this week. Why is I didn't even share it? What the hell? Let's see here. Thanks, Conquer. I got a few figures. I'll be honest. The picture I took on the next slide is a really bad picture. It looked better on my phone, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but I took it at like 8:28. So I wasn't feeling well today. So we're lucky we're here today. But Equan, sweet Equan, the sweetest boy who ever lived, got me the Cassian Andor Sinar test pilot figure, and this figure is fucking amazing. Black Series figures are just amazing these days. This figure's so cool. I was actually really upset that this isn't really like a big spoiler, but I don't think he actually ever wears the helmet in the show. I know he has the helmet, but it's kind of just like the classic Disney, like, oh, this is Cassian, so we're just gonna have to look at his face all the time, type deal. But the helmet itself is like my favorite part. But I'm working on a print. It's actually too large for me to print, and so Mike is going to be assisting. Ideally, I'd like to print the whole TIE Avenger in 12th scale. I may have to settle for just kind of like the chassis, like the pod part. And so...
Yeah, you know how fucking big that is?
It would be about 44 inches long in scale, I believe. I think it could be done, and Mike has said that we could do it, but it's more just the cost. But at any rate, I'll still at least have like a little interior diorama to put this in, which will look pretty nice. And so I was printing out the jump seat for scale, which turned out pretty good. The file's not perfect. I was telling Mike, like, oh, this cutout in the chair should be lower, or this should be higher, but overall, I think the fitting is, generally speaking, fine. I also got the Marvel Legends, they call it Angry Suit at GameStop, which I think is kind of silly, but it's this symbiote Spider-Man 3 Toby figure. And this figure is not great from a figure standpoint, but I think when you look through nostalgic rose-colored glasses, it's pretty fucking good. It is pretty good. It was one of those figures, I think, that was like the new pricing on Black Series, so I think the retail was like, you know, like there's like the post tariff whatever, I don't know, but it was more expensive than our whole Black Series. But I've been wanting this figure for my whole life, so had to pay it. But it's a cool figure.
I like the dancing pose.
Thanks.
It's a good pose.
I actually got him in a so I have the figure pose normally now, but I have this.
Oh my god!
It's not totally accurate to the movie, but
I got the what's it called, hip thrust going. I love to see it.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, dude, he's got that.
What body did you use?
It's a I think it's called Vulcan Marvel Legends. I don't no idea what the character is, but I bought this years ago, or like a year ago at least, and because I had faith that they were gonna make the black suit Toby. So, and then this photo, it looked better in my phone. I apologize, but Walmart came through clutch with the year one Batman and the year one Lieutenant Gordon, I think, in this movie or in this comic. He's just a lieutenant. It was kind of a weird situation on the Batman. I had Equan order me one, and they canceled the order like 2 months, 3 months after we ordered it. And he was like, well, I had ordered two, one for me, so I'll just give you mine. And I felt really bad, so I just went to a Walmart because people were saying they were staying in San Antonio, and sure enough found Batman. And then in the Walmart app, I was able to get Gordon delivered from Walmart, so it worked out pretty good. I basically got both of them, and yeah, it's the Gordon's probably a little less good, but dude, the Batman is fucking sick. I love it. Yeah, that Gordon is really cool, honestly. His hand's a bit weird on the left. He's got like a fucking, this is my strong hand going on, but yeah, it's a cool figure. And I know people are complaining about the accuracy of the color on the Batman suit, but dude, this is like my favorite Batman comic. So to have a representation of these, even though they're not perfect, is pretty good. And Gordon, I think, is one of those characters that, like, his design is consistent-ish enough in the comics that, like, you know, this doesn't have to represent just the year one Gordon. Like, this could be, you know, basically any representation of Gordon. Equan says the Gordon is a Constantine reuse. Yeah, there's a big like hole in his pants right here, and I thought it was like a mold issue from the factory. And then I was watching a review, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, this is the Constantine, which is why he has all those rips in the pants." But yeah, this is a really cool figure set, and like the fucking both of these were like ridiculously priced on eBay and Amazon, or not Amazon, but eBay and like the marketplaces and the groups, because everyone had their orders canceled. And yeah, it's a cool figure. I'll eventually get a second Batman at some point just as a backup, but
do we know why they canceled people's orders? Or
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure on the why. Equan sent me a thing, but I think it was a joke. But like McFarlane had this random like people stole trailers recently, and like there, I don't remember what figure it was, but like literally someone stole
Supergirl or something.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. Someone stole the entire U.S. shipment of this one figure, which is like, what do you do with that? Like, you know, you just have like 10,000 of the same figure that you can't sell. But dude, these are so cool. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Equan, because these never went up for sale for me on the app. I kept refreshing, but oh, Supergirl and Killing Joke Joker. There you go. The Killing Joke Joker one's crazy. But yeah, that's what we got new this week. Let's see. If you want to become a YouTube channel member, you can do so by clicking here. You get for 99 cents. If you're a Patreon, you get loyalty badges and chat emojis. We also have the Peanut Gallery, which is for $2.99 if you're not. You get the same benefits, and yeah, we'll be doing a giveaway. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were going to be done there, buddy. I was going to say, I know I didn't make the show sheet because I had it on last week, but then I moved it to this week. I just don't think.
I'm sorry. Yeah, do you have it with you?
Oh, good. I don't even have it with me, but
I'm sorry.
I did. Oh, you're good. I ended up getting the MetaQuest 3 VR headset. I've never experienced VR in my life, and honestly, like, it's pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the visual like quality is really, really good. That's like the surround sound is good. I did have to get like an extra like non-stock like headband, essentially, to keep the weight off of your forehead, because it was killing my front forehead based on the weight. But once I got that set up with the extra battery, it's freaking awesome. So I've been playing the Batman Arkham game for VR, which is really, really cool. You literally feel like you are Batman. Last night I was playing Iron Man, floating around as Iron Man and shooting shit in the sky, like chasing after jets, which was really cool. And then there's this game called Beat Saber, which is honestly kind of like
Beat
an
Saber's
extra game.
So amazing.
It's like exercise, but with lightsabers. It's so freaking cool, man. I was having so much fun with it. So it is expensive, and the MetaQuest 4, I've now heard, of course, because I just got the MetaQuest 3. The MetaQuest 4 is coming out sometime kind of end of Q4, beginning of 2026 Q1. So if you're thinking about getting one at some point, I would actually probably wait till the 4 comes out. But otherwise, like, it is a freaking cool system. And, I probably look ridiculous in my apartment because, like, I keep the windows open, and Beat Quest, I have to do it with my shirt off because it gets so hot.
Nasty
So
boy.
if anybody can see me
Can we get that stream, bro?
from the street, right? I'm just like, fucking, but it feels like you're literally wielding lightsabers. And, like, I really try to get into it. So I swing those things like they have fucking, like, like actual, like, weight to them, and it's cool. It's a fun machine. So if you have some extra spending money and you want to get a little crazy, get a little nuts, I would recommend it. It was way cooler than I expected, and way better than the PSVR. I did try that very briefly.
I was gonna say,
and
I
returned it like the same weekend. Oh, like literally for one night. I got it. I thought it was terrible. I didn't like the fact that you had to connect it to a system or a television, whereas like with the MetaQuest, it's literally its own system, so you can just bring it anywhere you want, which is pretty cool.
One of my favorite. I have to get you the link, Ben. It's actually quite funny. There's a like a virtual theater that you can do, and like if you have Vudu or YouTube, you basically like are sitting in a movie theater seat, and the thing is like whatever you're watching. But it's funny because you can. There might be a different one, but you could like throw tomatoes at the screen, or you could like draw in the air. But it's funny because I'll watch like people's streams like that, and it's so funny to like There's another one. Damn, I'm trying to remember. There's just so many good VR games. Like Beat Saber's really good. Beat Saber is one of the few games that I actually bought some DLC for. You could get like different artist packs. That one's really fun.
Well, and what I loved,
racing is really fun too. If you have a gaming system, you can play VR. It's really fun.
Hell yeah. One of the unexpected greats of it, honestly, was I didn't really think of it as a computer. I was thinking of it more as a game system. And so like I can. Yeah, like I downloaded all the like my streaming apps that I watch shows on. So I ended up watching like the first 4 episodes of Last of Us, basically on a movie theater size screen in my headset. But it, like you feel like you're looking at a movie theater screen.
Yeah,
and you're the only one in the theater, and it's freaking awesome. And also, the porn is pretty crazy. I did look into it. I did look into it. And it's immersive and it's crazy. We'll save that for After Dark, maybe another session, or CW Plus. But
I was watching BBC porn like fucking ducking and
Whoa.
Wow, get that thing out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty POV. Crazy. All around. So
Ben, you know what's a really fun game also? I used to play it with an ex-friend. But 11 table tennis. It's such a like realistic like I guess what is it, ping pong, I guess you call it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so realistic of a game, like the physics, that some of the Olympic teams use it to like, just to get some reps in.
Yeah.
It is so fucking fun. It's like a $10 game, but dude, if you buy that game, I would totally be down to play with you because you could play with your friends. It's so fun. Okay, Pedro, with the fucking this photo telling me to go to church.
I'm on fire, Pedro. Don't you worry about it. I'm consistently on fire.
Nasty boy. Yeah. VR is amazing. Honestly, like I really need to get back to Beat Saber. It was a really good workout. This has been hectic, bro. But
man, you gotta play VR Skyrim, brother.
Skyrim? Okay, yeah, I'll put it on the list.
Wow.
I've heard crazy. Alex, Half-Life Alex, I think is what it's called. Apparently, really, really good. And I've actually been really impressed with the Batman game. Like, really impressed with it. So there's a lot to it. So, but it's, as I said, way more immersive than I expected. Even like, I did They have like it's called MetaQuest TV, and they have different like videos you can watch. And the one video, they were climbing Mount Everest, and you are literally floating above Mount Everest, watching these dudes on the sides of these cliffs, and it is just like,
what's a cool one also,
like, it's so cool, so cool.
Some of these like think like before I die I want to go see blank type destinations. One example is like the Great Pyramids, right, in Egypt. One, it's an incredible expense, but two, like if you're in a wheelchair, like it's not really accessible, some of these things. And so some of these like National Geographic, they go in with like a 360 camera and basically do the tour, but you can watch it on the VR headset, and it's really amazing. Like Sistine Chapel, fucking basically, like you said, like Mount Everest, like VR is honestly amazing. Like there's even like this one that we got Vivi. It might be free or it might be like $5, but it's an art one, but the paint behaves like real paint, and like you can grab like the canvas and you can like mix your paint, and Vivi will make like, you know, she'll sit there for like hours and play it. There's also one that's roller coasters. That one's crazy because you feel like, you know, the
You feel
sensations.
like you're on it. Yeah, it made me laugh so hard I was giggling to the point I was crying. Just because
you played it.
Yeah,
it
was
crazy, right?
It was crazy. And then like
Yeah.
kind of like one of my, I think if I could choose a superpower for myself, I'd want to be able to fly, but I'd want to be able to be invincible at the same time, just so I don't hit, you know, a turkey in the air or something, and you don't take yourself out. But if I could fly, that would be cool. And I love dreaming where I'm flying in dreams. And so with the VR, there's lots of different experiences where you feel like you're flying above the ground, and it's a wonderful experience that way. So that's cool. Would recommend it. It was fun.
Wow.
Giggling over here by myself in the apartment with the cat. So
Dude, VR is crazy, man. Like, you think AI is crazy now, dude? Fucking VR is gonna be way crazier.
It's only gonna get crazier. Yeah,
I think. So.
How long would you say you played it? Like hours?
Already?
Like at a time?
I got it a week ago. Yeah. Well, with the upgraded headset that I got, or like the head strap, I was able to play it for like 3 or 4 hours at a time.
Damn.
You know,
yeah, I could only play like 30, 40 minutes, and I got a like crazy headache.
Oh, I didn't get any headache from it at all, but definitely get warm from it and stuff.
One of the best updates that I got, also, like obviously in addition to the more nicer headrests, because that was a big thing for me. My neck was hurting. I don't have much of a neck to begin with, but Seth, one of our old hosts, for my birthday a few years ago, he got me a charging dock. And what it is like a magnetic USB-C plug, and then it replaces the battery pack on the little controllers, and you just dock it like, you know, like the old iPhone, and it keeps it charged 100%. You don't have to do any more cords or anything like that. It's just like you set it in there, and everything is always at 100%. That's like such an amazing
a good idea. I gotta get that.
Yeah, and they're only like $80. They're not bad.
Mike Latour says Super Hot is an incredible game, so I've beat Super Hot already, and that was a great workout game. So it's basically like you have it's different, like in different, like I don't know how you'd describe it. It's basically like a wide environment with bots that come at you, and there's different guns that spawn in front of you or weapons that you can use. But like depending on how slow you move, they also move slow. But if you move quick, they'll move quick. So they're like, you feel kind of like you're like Neo dodging bullets and grabbing guns and like knives throwing or like shooting people. And at first you get wrecked most of the time because you're like, man, like even because I can dodge bullets doesn't mean you can truly dodge them, until you start to figure out their move sets and what they do. And before you know it, you're going through there like a John Wick Matrix style like character. Like you're just an absolute badass.
Yeah, I actually know exactly what you're talking about.
So cool, man. That had me
warmed
up.
Yeah, okay.
That was fun.
When you said John Wick, I was like, I know exactly where you're at.
Good workout too, honestly. It was a strong exercise. So
there's one also. Sorry, we're spending a lot of time with this. It's just so interesting. There's one where it's like, I've heard it's like putt-putt, but it's like, again, kind of like 11 table tennis. Like the physics are so good that it's like, you know, really fun mini golf simulator. So yeah,
the only one that I got that I was
apps.
The only one I got that I was disappointed with was Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Because I'm thinking like zombies, like that's gonna be fun, right? But the gun mechanics are really like wobbly almost in a weird way.
Yeah.
So like you go to try to aim the gun and you feel like you're kind of doing this, and it's just like, okay, what the fuck? Like, why is it? Why can't I? I didn't like it. I put it down pretty quick. But
try Ben. There's one. It's free, I believe, but it's the International Space Station. They did like there's not really a game involved, but like, you know, you're floating in space in the ISS, and you can do like a spacewalk, and you can like kind of throw yourself from like one part of the space station to the other. Cool. It's so fun. It reminds me of what's that movie, Gravity? Like the beginning when she's just like in the space station. It's so fun, and that one I believe it used to be free. I think it is still free. But at any rate, congrats, Ben.
I'll keep you guys posted. I'll keep you guys posted.
It's a whole new world, dude. It's crazy.
A whole new world.
A whole new game, Dean. Did they cause Baby the show where we talk about did they cause Baby? We have actually literally almost nothing to talk about today. In our Snape, this is just a quick pricing update. 408 from Kit, 419 from Pop Culture. The tariff situation is so volatile. We had like 5 updates. I pretty much deleted them all just to give us the most recent one from today, but even then, I'm really not quite clear about what the actual tariffs are. Even Reuters was like, industry experts think this is what it will be. It's incredibly unclear, but I will say also, I just want to put this out there. No one was going to believe this, Dean.
No
I swear to God. I swear to God, Dean. I hadn't looked at any of the Snape stuff, but dude, everyone was asking for the table the next day after we did the show, and what I'm saying is, I felt like I had this amazing thought, right? But then like everyone else had the same thought, so I don't know, man. I think it's like the human psyche. We're all just, we're all just animals.
Sorry, I feel like
I wanted a table to go with this guy because he has all these like potions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But they don't give him a table. Yeah, and so I went the next day when they posted more photos and the price. Everyone's asking for the table, and I'm like, I don't know if it was like that the day before. I'm not saying that we started anything, but I felt like I just want the chat to know that was an original thought. Others may have had that thought on the other post, but I felt
you can get the DX11 pretty cheap nowadays. That comes with a table. Same.
Yeah, is it a Harry Potter table?
I mean, it's close enough. Put a tablecloth on it.
There you go. So that's the price there. J&D Kojin Works are releasing a John Wick 1 and a John Wick 4 figure. I kind of really don't want to watch the video because I feel like our last 2 or 3 episodes have been getting claimed. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But I think the consensus that I've seen is that people do not like the likeness. Let me mute this. We can watch it if we mute it.
Did you guys talk about Snape last week? I didn't get a chance to catch up.
What's that?
Yeah.
You guys talked about Snape last week, yeah?
We did, yes. If you want to touch base on it, you absolutely are free to. But this was the John Wick, I guess it's 1 and 4. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they don't like the likeness. Also, I have to rewatch the film, but the weave of this suit seems huge.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like the fabric, I don't know what you call it, but I don't even know what the word is, but it just seems really out of scale.
It's interesting that they're advertising this with a dog as well, just because the last J&D Joker came with this dogs as well. It's like, who have they partnered with for 6-scale dogs? But
Mr. Z.
Is this them though? Because this does not look good. These, like, in terms of the face.
This is this is their page. Kojin Works J&D.
Yeah, I do not see the likeness there for Keanu at all. And people were ragging on the John Wick 4 likeness, and I thought, like, from Hot Toys, and I thought that likeness was fantastic, especially.
You have that figure?
Yeah.
Oh my god, why did this shit keep playing? I'm muting it.
Did you get a price on this by chance, or have they advertised a price for it yet?
I correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not believe they have a price for this yet.
I hadn't seen it the other day when I looked.
I could be wrong. This just dropped, like the actual photos with the faces.
Mm-hmm.
They put those up today. This is May 9th, but I think the other post was from today. I'll check.
Yeah. I do think this is an upgrade over their 1/3 statue version, which I know a lot of people did love.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
Hot Toys. But I do think it's an upgrade from there. But that's still, like, I don't see it. And honestly, unless it's the same price or cheaper than Hot Toys, which it definitely won't be, because it's J&D, I think you should just stick with the Hot Toys one. Honestly, it's a great figure.
Is this
I don't think it's gonna be easy to find this price.
Is it I guess they haven't said if it's 2 separate figures or 1 figure with 2
Here we go, 5/16. Yeah, that's the date that I've been seeing.
Kind of like their Catwoman. There was like the base figure and then a swap out body and then a swap out portrait and then there was multiple 3 bodies.
Or multiple packs. A, B, C tier like they've had with the others as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I just don't know. I don't know, Dean. They're kind of showing it like it's like one set, so
they are, yeah.
Might be onto something there.
It also, like, do you guys feel like it's just a little bit late? Like, I mean, obviously John Wick is a huge favorite, but even the Hot Toys one I felt like came out a little bit late comparatively to where like the actual movie. And I mean, John Wick 5 has been announced now, and they've confirmed already that the return of John Wick will be there. So obviously kind of negating the ending of John Wick 4, but like, Even that, I'd almost
Yeah.
rather just wait to see John Wick 5 and get rehyped again and get a different look.
Yeah.
Because this is not better than the Hot Toys one, in my opinion.
The only thing that I would say is I believe the correct me if I'm wrong here, Dean. I believe the original Hot Toys one is John Wick 2.
John Wick 2,
correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so I think there is value, like, you know, in the first one, right? The John Wick, the first film version, but like you said, it's you know, that's a, not that it's bad, right? Like if we get an OT figure, I'm not gonna say, oh well, it's 30, 40, 50 years late, but
well, in the John Wick, if it comes
I
with
feel
John
like
Wick
since
1,
this came out in the Hot Toys era, like not having the first one's kind of crazy to me.
Well, in John Wick 1, he should have come with a different dog then, right? Because that first dog that gets killed is what truly sets him on the path of John Wick. And like this other dog is cool, but like cooler looking dog for the figure display. But the other one is like the heartstrings dog. You know, the reason he goes off the deep end and gets back in the game. So it's weird. That's a weird omission, especially if they do partner with a dog making company. But no, I don't love what I'm seeing here, and I'm confident I'm not going to love the price when it comes up. So, well, could be wrong. Been wrong before.
I don't know. I mean, also like, because J&D is headquartered in, I think, Korea, right? They're not in Hong Kong or China, right?
Correct.
I don't know.
I believe that's correct. Okay, so then the tariffs won't be as bad, which, again, it's so fucking volatile. I don't even know that you could, you know, make any predictions. So there is that. This is going to be a real short show today. That's why I was trying to spend a lot of time on that VR, dude, because we got nothing to talk about today. Hot Toys isn't throwing us any bones. X-Man 97 Nightcrawler. Let's see. I believe people were saying that there's prices now. I think when I checked earlier today, it was not, or yesterday. Let's double check. But yeah, I mean, I now that I own a Mondo figure, I can confidently say I don't think it's for me. It's just really not for me, to be honest. Oh, I guess they were live. I guess when I checked yesterday, they weren't.
321 with taxes and tariff. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, thank you, Manny Fresh. I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, that's a lot, bro. Dude, I paid.
That's a lot.
I think I paid like $150 for the Spider-Man that I got, and you know, absolutely not the fault of the seller, but it just is a very underwhelming figure, and I like that character way more than Nightcrawler from X-Men 97. But dude, I could not get that fucking figure into any reasonable Spider-Man pose. It was yeah.
Is this
Did we not talk about we talked about the Thunderbolts tease at the end of the last show, I thought.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were like, oh, the new Avengers. We totally talked about it.
Yeah.
Also,
also, to be fair, that may have been my fault. It's not that we didn't talk about it, it's just the last few weeks have had a lot of news, and it honestly we just missed it.
No, it went up while we were live and we talked about it.
No, not that one had been up for a while. The one that we missed that was like real bad was Prey. I guess we can go back and talk about that, but yeah, once we missed it, I was like, I don't want to go back.
Is this thing like ready to ship, or it's just up for pre-order?
So it went up for pre-order today. Let's see. This one, god damn, 1,000. Oh, I thought it was 100 first. 1,000 units. This is shipping in December 2025.
Okay, so let's just say you pre-order it right now, and it's how much with taxes and tariffs? 321.
321.
But in December, the tariff situation is, settled. Are they giving your money back? Like, how are they doing that? Because, like, realistically, Mondo's not paying the tariffs until the thing ships, like, from the warehouse or to the warehouse.
That's correct.
So, are they giving that money back? Like, how does that work?
So this thing, Manny, I see people keep saying this, that it's better than paying the 145% tariff, but I don't think That's an accurate statement. Because a lot of these companies were charging us, even with that 145%, it's not off the MSRP, it's off the export declared value. So if they're paying, let's just say the figure was $100. Mondo isn't paying $100 from the factory to get this. Let's just say they're paying $25. So it's 145% of $25. And at the end, we're paying 6% of MSRP. Which, when you do the math, is still a significant amount of money that I don't think we should be paying. But I think you have to understand, like, they were never charging 145% tariff on the 245. Yeah, eBay is different though, because it's when you're exporting, you're not, most often on eBay you're dealing with a seller. You're not dealing with, like, the relationship that Mondo has with their factory is a different relationship than a guy on China. I'm buying it from him. But also putting the value under doesn't help either, because the de minimis exception was removed, and it was $150 or 145%, whichever was more. So, like, for me, I was buying, like, little watch parts on Amazon or AliExpress, but the watch parts were not like, they were all going up by basically $145, even if it's like a $5 watch part. Anyways, that's my soapbox. Sorry, but anyways, Dean, you are correct. The tariff is set when it's exported from the region of manufacture. So you're right. Like, this could be potentially less, could be more. Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing, Manny. It's, like, super confusing. Like I said earlier, even, like, Reuters, like, which is a pretty big news site, couldn't really give you a clear tariff amount. We'll show that later. Which is crazy. Like, I talked to a guy in China today that I buy some watch stuff from, and even he was like, dude, it like, there's no answer. Like, it could be this, it could be that. Like, you might as well just pick a random number, and that's what you could have to pay. So I think it also depends on how, like, on AliExpress they were taking the tariffs up front. In some websites they don't, and I think you just get a bill either before or after you receive your item. It's a fucking mess, to be honest. But yeah, you're right, Dean. Like, is it 321 now? And if the tariff, because here's the thing though, Dean, it's 321 now, but let's say the tariffs go up in December, right? Am I expected to pay more? Probably. But if the tariffs go down, will I get a refund? That's, I think, my sticking point with a lot of this stuff. That's my sticking point with a lot of this stuff when we talk about tariffs. It's like, okay, like, sure, maybe if you're absorbing some of the pain of this, we maybe can absorb some also. But at the same time, it's like, you got fucking Super 7, this in stock stuff that's been in stock for years, and they're charging tariff on it. And it's like, okay, like, that's fucking stupid. And you know that price isn't going to go back down. Or at least you think it would. I believe it won't, to be clear. I'm not saying for sure, but it's just a messy fucking situation, to be honest. It's a huge headache. And I mean, I guess that's the point, right? Like, you want people to buy from places that are not tariffed or less tariffed, but this shit's not being made in America. So it's like, either just don't have it or pay some random arbitrary tariff that, fucking some person can just decide on a whim, which is really annoying. Because if I buy, something from AliExpress, it might take 10 days to get to that point where the final tariff is charged. But, in that 10 days, it seems like it's fucking changing every other day. So it might be $50 now, and then when it gets to port, like, is it gotta be $100? Like, I don't want that thing if it's fucking $100 more. It's been a tough time, Dean.
Real tough.
Yeah, and then Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
No worries. Dean, did you get your thought out, buddy?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I stopped pre-ordering stuff. I just.
Yeah, and then you got those fucking cucks at BBTS saying, like, lock in your pre-tariff prices now, and then you got fucking Sideshow with a terrific deal. I'm like, you fucking bitches.
Well, and like, I was helping.
You can't be making puns on that.
was helping X-Men Supreme get the artisan Jack Sparrow recently, and he had it all paid off with me and everything. We were just waiting for it to ship, and then all of a sudden it was an extra $35 or something like that he owed, and it was just like that's crap, man. It already paid it off entirely. So I felt bad for him on that. With regards to Mondo, I'm surprised that collectors don't riot a little bit more about the price just to begin with, pre-tariff and all that stuff. Like, they're great figures. I love the look of them. They punch me right in the chest with regards to nostalgia. And I love the characters that they choose to make, right? I've loved the Masters of the Universe lines. I've loved the X-Men line so far. I really like the Batman animated series line. Batman animated series is like my lifeblood. Like, that's what got me hooked on Batman. And yet I've gotten some of these figures in hand, and I always find that, like, the paint applications are kind of mid to okay. Like, they're not amazing. Some of the lines don't line up very well. They're very, very jointed figures, as you can tell. Like, they're meant to be so. But I never feel like I got my money's worth with regards to it. It just feels like a larger version of figures that I already have in 1/12 scale. And so it feels like I'm just kind of giving my money away for the 6 scale representation that doesn't necessarily match any of the other 6 scale representation I have. And after Hano pulled back the curtain, the Wizard of Oz, and showed us how low they could go with a seamless bodied Wolverine from X-Men as well, then suddenly this felt even more expensive and still didn't match my collection. And so I love these, but I don't want to spend that kind of money, so I avoid it entirely. If you're looking for better coverage on this, I would say check out Brick Artemis. I know he often covers at least the Spider-Man side, and I think he's getting into the X-Men as well. At least he gets them in hand and gets a chance to show us collectors what they look like in hand and some of the QC challenges that most of them seem to have. But for the price, I think it's like the quality for me just never truly feels like it's there. It's just that they get us by the chest with that nostalgia, and I think that is the hardest part to get away from. And I mean, while X-Men 97 is still pretty new, I think you could definitely futz this into just a standard X-Men animated series line and not necessarily have to call it a 97 line. I do wish they were still giving more timed pre-orders, though, as opposed to limited numbers, because that would still create some limited effect of these figures and yet give people a little bit more time to at least consider it. Because it would be a piss-off if you are trying to collect the X-Men line and then can't get a great character like Nightcrawler. Like, that would be devastating. So, Marco! So yeah, that's how I feel.
I'll play my button for Marco.
Marco!
Marco, it's good to see you amongst the living. If you know, you know.
What's going on,
I have to disagree, X-Man Supreme. Like he says, I have to disagree about the paint apps and build, etc. Much care goes into these than a Marvel Legends or other 12th scale-ish figures. I do agree about the mold tabs for sure.
Sure.
And granted, my sample size is one figure in hand. Yeah, so maybe disagree to disagree, maybe agree to disagree. But dude, that Mondo Spider-Man unboxing, dude, like the joints were stuck. There was like oil coming out of the figure. Like you could see where the figure might have been a base black, either plastic or like a base black spray.
Serious
and
black.
I know this, yeah, serious black. I know this because I do this when you have to touch up. Like, let's say you spray something black and then you're doing white and you mess up and you have to go back over with black. You can tell as like a painter, you can tell. And dude, there was like little touch-ups of the spider decal all over the figure, and they were bad. Like, you know, like, bro, did they not thin the paint when they were touching the shit up? Like, I can get it pretty good, but it was just not a great experience. And that figure might be on the chopping block at some point, which is a shame because I like lusted after that figure, dude, because it was fucking animated Spider-Man.
Yeah, wasn't that the one you didn't order and then you had to like...
Dude, I had like a crisis, dude. I had a crisis, bro. I was like, dude, I should have fucking ordered it.
Crisis on this earth.
Bro, crisis on planet Zach, dude. I couldn't sleep for 3 days, dude. What's up, Ben? Or what's up, Marco? How are you doing, buddy?
People
Ben,
do mistake us often.
That, bro. From the waist up, yeah. Ben, you were cooking with that point, dude. I was like, the chef's kiss, bro.
I do agree with X-Men though that the Mondo QC customer service is amazing. It seems
That is
like
true.
people who have
That is
had some
very
issues,
true.
like man, they do get on that pretty darn quick.
You are
so
not
I will
wrong.
give them some credit.
You're not wrong, bro. Mark, you want to add anything to this one, or?
No, I think we're good to move on from this one.
Okay. So Jazz Inc. Dioramas put up the pre-order for the BTAS, Batman the Animated Series, Batmobiles. I will say, I really like it. I will also say there was some very critical comments in the group, and I think specifically the critical comments were from this prototype here. A lot of people wanted like a black blue color shift paint, and Yoast had said in the comments like it's just really not possible at this price point. It's not that it's not possible, but you know, it'd have to be a huge price increase to get it to be like that. And I think he said that these highlights were a bit crude in terms of like the final version would be much more refined.
Big price increase though. How much more do they want? $1,500 to start? How much more is the paint going to be?
So I'm not familiar with the exact paint that they will use, but the paint that I've seen people recommend is called the Alclad, and it's very expensive. Like, now granted, like I wasn't buying it direct, I was buying it at a hobby shop, but you're talking about like for a comparable amount of paint from Tamiya, which is like absolutely not a company to sneeze at, is like $250. And some of the Alclad paints, not even the color changing ones, but just like the chrome or even just like the primer. So from $250 for Tamiya, $10 to $25 for the same quantity of paint. So, you know, a magnitude of like, I don't know the math, like 20 times more expensive. And to do like a 4-foot vehicle like this, like, you know, and I'm sure Yoast obviously would get it in a large quantity. It wouldn't be buying like a little bottle. But Alclad paint is super fucking expensive. Not saying that there aren't other types of paints that he could use, but that's, you know, I think of like the reputable paints that if I was to do this, what I would use Alclad.
Bro, this looks rough though. This is not good.
You don't think it's good?
This looks rough to you?
The little highlights, that doesn't look good to me.
Yeah, and the group I think was like a lot of people kind of had that sentiment.
If someone was like, hey, I customized my thing, I added these, they probably would get roasted, honestly. They'd be like, that looks incomplete. Like, it looks like you messed up your very expensive vehicle.
The vehicle. Another thing that I had seen, which, you know, I don't really agree or disagree with it, but some people did not like this metal pin being here. But, I mean, this is a pretty large piece of resin, so I think, I don't know if it's possible to do that without that. I'd be honest, like I'm not an engineer. I'm trying to see if I can
think of a time where
find...
he has his hood up without it. So it's like, you
No,
know?
and I think that was more just to add a little bit of realism to the product. I think there's one episode where he is working on it, and you see the engine bay, and I think that's where some of these references come from, but certainly not like a thing that happens often. Let me see if I can find... I thought he posted in the group different photos because I think people were kind of saying what Marco was saying.
I agree with you, Marco. This does look rough compared to the other photos that I've seen.
This is, I think, the newest photo that he posted, which the highlights, I think, were cleaned up a bit in whatever this prototype is. I haven't seen a lot of complaints about the black one, though.
I did think it was going to be like a pearlescent type of blue paint. I didn't realize that it was just going to be blue highlights. I do think that feels a little disappointing. I mean,
let me see if I can find the exact
how much more it would be, but
especially because on the 89 Batmobile, the selling point was the paint, right? Like it was a much better paint job than the Hot Toys version. So you would think like, oh, they'll take what they learned on that, transpose it to this, and it doesn't quite seem to be this. It seems like to be a flat paint job, and then they've kind of added these highlights, which, yeah, again, don't look particularly good to me.
I think it's
which is too bad because I think it's better with the blue. It is better with the blue.
Yeah.
Even if it's
I think it's tough because it's like this is the type of paint people wanted.
Yeah, that's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Multiple coats for sure.
Like,
goddamn, where is his comment? He had commented on this post, I thought, in particular. Let me see if I can find it.
But you're also selling the highest end vehicle of this scale, right? Like maybe that is like very expensive, and I don't know enough about paint, so maybe it's like so out of the realm of possibility. But I don't know, like if you're going to be offering kind of the premium tier, it's kind of what people are expecting. You're spending the price of like a used car to get this thing to your house.
Yeah.
The thing, so like, would a vinyl wrap have actually done it better? Like if they like vinyl wrapped it instead with like a pearlescent sheen to it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good point, Ben.
That's very labor intensive, so you're still adding a bunch of cost.
Labor, yeah.
So
it's got to be built into the cost, though. It's $1,500. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping out.
Yeah, to be clear, like I think the more refined highlights in that last photo I just pulled up look fine. I do think this does look more what I was thinking it would be, but I think it's also tough because it's kind of like what I said about that Darth Vader and just like cell shaded stuff in general, where it's like in a perfect light, you know, like the way it looks in the show, but in the show that the highlights are moving constantly as the vehicle is moving, and it's tough to represent that physically in, you know, a piece, right?
Yeah, go from
IRL.
2 dimensions to 3 dimensions, like.
So he says that in regards to this, I'm sorry, but we checked, that is an almost $1,500 paint job by itself with that very expensive paint and many layers in absolute perfect perfection. It would take so much time sanding, layering, and it's just not possible. And I think one of these paints that people were recommending, it's 500 milliliters, is 161 euros. I also don't love this comparison. This is a $50 Xbox controller. The quantity of scale that Microsoft is working at,
right?
And this also might be molded, and like, I don't know. I think that's not a good comparison to make. But yeah, there were people that had some thoughts. But I think the thing with Yost is like, I think he's in a very good way, very stubborn, and I think he will figure this out in a way that I think the people that are going to buy this will be happy. This is also a concern that I've seen, that whether the 1/6 scale figures are going to fit side by side in the cockpit. Looking at this photo here, yeah, I think that's what a lot of people were concerned about. And especially since he's doing the realistic and the comic version type bodies, I would be curious to see if both fit into this, or if he's going to go. Now this is just speculation. He hasn't said this at all, but if he was going to go with more like this here, where it's like a sculpted, purpose-built standalone piece that goes in the cockpit, which they did also post the molds, the test production molds. But yeah, this is you know, their next Batmobile. I have all faith that he's going to make it work, you know, when the time comes. But yeah, Marco, you said you didn't like it. And I don't think he posted updates this week of the black one. I think lately it's been a lot of the black and blue one. I'm going to check this real quick. But yeah, none of us are getting this one, right?
Negative.
Okay.
Not me anyway.
Oh,
it is my favorite Batmobile, though. I just don't collect DC.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Jordan Skinner is sending me some clarification.
I'm gonna get the Batman, but not the vehicle. I talked myself out of the vehicle after I found out it was nearly 5 feet long, and I was like, I have no where the hell would I actually put that? That's insane.
And he's used to handling a 5-footer too, and even that intimidated him.
Wow.
I will say, you know, so you know, if we're kind of going back to back with that Nightcrawler and then this, like, just like all of us, like I grew up on those shows. Love that stuff. Like, had so many action figures, but I almost feel like my collecting has evolved a little bit. Like, I don't necessarily feel like I need the representation from those cartoons, because I feel like I've got like the adult realistic version, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't really fit my collecting, and I appreciate the role that these can fill for someone's collection, but for me, it's like I just don't see the place, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't afford it, you just say it. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say,
dude, I'm
Perfect
so scared
response.
for you, Marco. I'm so scared for you, bro. They also showed the commitment to the Batman the Animated Series, so they're working on a Robin and a Joker, and this is essentially the two versions of the characters. So this is the screen accurate proportion versions. You get 2 interchangeable Batman head sculpts, 4 swappable faceplates. You get a bonus Bruce Wayne head sculpt for the alternate display options, 8 alternate hands, and every essential gadget from the series has been recreated with attention to details. You get the Batarang, period appropriate cassette player, removable cowl accessory, gas mask, the display stand. This is essentially the same, but this is the Fison seamless body version, which I actually think, in my opinion, I know it's not totally screen accurate, but I actually prefer this one a little bit more.
How dare you?
And I believe these are going for $249 for each version, which is a pretty fair price point, honestly. Got me thinking.
It came out pretty sick, honestly. Like they do look good. I was skeptical, but I think he found a way to kind of thread the needle between the versions that people wanted. Unlike how I'm feeling about the vehicle, I think this is like almost perfect.
Yeah, I think that the proportions are just a bit unnatural in the show, and so I think when you translate that to a 3-dimensional figure, I don't like, even the ones that Ben and I collect, the DC Direct / McFarlane ones, they just look kind of silly. Like,
they are crazy.
I like this a lot more. Yeah. But yeah, these are going to be cool, and I like Marco said, like, it's kind of a tough thing to please everyone, and I think they're doing an admirable job.
I do think they're
kind of getting everybody happy.
They're going way above and beyond. They don't need to be giving 2 different figure versions and worrying about 2 different SKUs and different, even just shipping container sizes, right? Like, if the bodies are that vastly different, they'd have to have different plastic molds to hold the figures inside the box itself, right? Like, they're going ham on this if that's the case. And I like that they're showing the commitment, because that was one of my biggest questions was, A, what's the price of these figures going to be? And there's so many great freaking characters in Batman the Animated Series, so, like, do we get them all? Like, I've got like 17 figures up above me at, $50 or $60 a figure. Bro. This is going to be crazy if like they go, if they go that hard, right? But I'd still want to definitely see a Catwoman. I definitely would want to see a Two-Face. I would definitely want to see a Penguin. I would definitely want to see Riddler, right? Like some of the Poison Ivy, some Bane. Like there's so many, Mr. Freeze. Like there's so many great mainstay figures that if they can nail this, I would want more. I'm worried they won't go that far, and I don't think I could afford it. I'd have to start selling other shit or my body on OnlyFans to try and keep up with it.
I think this is the perfect niche for them, honestly, though, because so they don't necessarily have to worry about Hot Toys, maybe with the Hono line, but in terms of competition with a lot of these figures, like it feels like these are a little bit safer from Hot Toys, whereas, the Batman Returns figures, I'm still worried that Hot Toys is going to do that and kind of one up what they've put out, which looks really nice. The protos do look nice, but I'm just afraid that it's not going to hold up to what, another more established company will do. But I think this is like perfect for them. Do the Joker, do Robin, and then maybe I even contradict what I just said moments ago, where it's like, I don't need this type of stuff in my collection, where that Batman looks good. That Joker could look really sick too. So yeah, just keep going on this line.
Well, and $249 you said for this, so like that's the same price I paid for that's the same price I paid for the Mondo Batman that I wasn't happy with, that the paint applications were failing, that looks like a big toy in comparison. Like this at least will, for me anyways, fit more seamlessly into a display despite it being an animated look to a character. For sure. Basically the same price point. And this is what you get for this. Like, that's why I'm saying earlier, I can't believe people haven't protested Mondo's pricing despite them being awesome, great characters. They should protest them. It's crazy. And tariffs, don't worry about it. You pay the tariffs. I'll take the figure.
Wow. Let's move on. Margo, it's our fucking favorite segment, bro.
I'm on your bumper.
Oh, what the hell? Were my slides not in there? God damn it. Hang on.
You hate to see it. Just when I thought this was a professional
error, bro.
show I was joining.
Okay, Mr.
There's
Show
no
30 minutes late.
Dean, this would never happen on Dean's watch. He would never.
Hang on. We got some fucking.
Don't do
I don't know what
that.
happened. I don't know. Dude, I think there's a mole, dude. Someone from the inside, bro, is taking this data.
Sabotage.
Saboteur, bro. Fucking saboteur. Okay, so a few weeks ago we had mentioned some, in my opinion, genuine concerns about William Wang, aka One Man's Hobby. And a lot of those were from Reddit and from Facebook, that people were like, hey, like, we're trying to reach this guy. We're not hearing anything. Does anyone know what's happening? I definitely posted these because I remember I had to crop this long ass screenshot. Anyways, and so like no one heard from him for weeks. And I think it was like the week after we had posted that, he kind of had a triumphant return and was like, people were like, oh my God, the haters are going to see this. And
it was on Easter too, which was wild.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like, he was risen, bro. At any rate, it seems like between the last time that we covered this, which we did recommend that everyone might strongly consider getting their money back if they still could. It seems like he's gone missing again. And even Don John, which was someone that was like, nah, I know this guy, like he's good, like, this is just, this is not like him, had messaged me when this story came back up, and was kind of like, yeah, dude, at this point, like, I don't know, man, this shit's really not looking good. I've tried reaching out to him, I can't reach him. People were messaging his the One Man's Hobby. Why is Google Drive not working, bro? The One Man Hobby store page. And basically they were saying, we're trying our best to help. We send a list of orders that need to be shipped as soon as they release to him. But we haven't got any response. As mentioned previously, William is overseas. We're a bit worried as we haven't reached him for several days. We hope everything is okay and your order can be shipped soon.
Bro,
and some people are saying that
support is responding with this, you're cooked.
Dude, you're fucking cooked, bro. But his last post from this 6-scale Shiro, is that Helen? I think it is. She had commented on this post saying that his last post was the 25th of March. And it got to the point where members of his group were reporting him missing in Australia, which is pretty crazy. And obviously at that point, it's obviously beyond the hobby. But he came back. Oh my God, this is still not the right thing. What is happening, bro? He came back, and honestly, like, the way that he came back, I think was a bit silly. Now, he says, this is a quote here. I'm trying to fucking get this fucking Google thing to sync, and I don't know why it's not syncing.
So just to be clear, though, this is the second time he's come back now in this timeline that we know.
Correct.
That we've talked about on the show.
I'm going to just read this. I don't know why my Google Docs is not syncing, but it's really getting annoying. Sorry, everyone. I've been away the past few weeks now. I've actually settled near the China warehouse, so I'll be a lot more hands-on from now on. I have all the stock, but just haven't been able to arrange shipping myself. People also need to know I only... Here we go. He says, people also need to know that I only ever have additional spare stocks compared to not having enough stock. So if you have doubts, feel free to pay via PayPal Goods and Services. Again, sorry for the delay on shipping. Please message me directly instead of commenting if you have an urgent matter, and I shall start replying in 4 hours' time. He lists about 28 things that he's trying to get shipped. And he also says this that I don't love. He says, if you have an inquiry on anything that's released already and not shipped, you can message me. If you have an inquiry on anything that is yet to be released, please wait for the release. Please give me the time I mentioned above to deal with each shipping. Also, in the future, we will stick to the policy of buyers need to pay the remainder within 2 weeks of notice. I've been way too nice to people, and too many are not showing appreciation. It would be great if people can stop spreading false rumors. Thanks. And it's like, crazy work, Marco. Absolutely fucking devious behavior, bro. That's crazy to me. And honestly, like, the people that we have talked to have all basically said, and this is what they've said, like, dude, we're getting that refund, bro. Like, this is, fool me once, I don't know, man. It's, people are getting spooked by this. And so,
Rightfully
we're not here to say, he's this or that, but
past dispersions.
Yeah, we're just saying like, hey, this is now the second time in less than, like, literally I think less than a month that there's concerns about his whereabouts, if he's gone missing, if people are going to get their stuff. I think the first time was kind of crazy, and then he came back. The second time he's now come back. Just gotta think what your options are, because I think the PayPal stuff it's not as it used to be 180 days. I think it's much less now. So you got to really think about if it's worth the risk. As they say, Dean, if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah, it's tough.
If the lime is worth the time, you know what I'm saying, Dean?
Yeah, because
if the lemon is worth
goods and services isn't what it used to be either.
I don't know.
I know a few people have been bamboozled even with goods and services.
If the nut is worth the crack. I like that, Charlie. That's copyright, by the way. If the apple's worth the peel.
If the bus is worth the girl.
Wow.
BUST?
Because sometimes, you invest in a girl, it's not worth it. Your PPN is too high.
I saw that TikTok today. Price per nut. I think I sent it to Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mike sent that in the chat. The PPN.
Yeah, PPN. Dude, I'm not saying like to go out and cancel your order, but I think you have to take the calculus, right? Like, can you afford to lose that money? And it's not gonna it's just gonna be honky dory if it happens. Or if you want to wait and try to get it. Don John said he was, I believe, let me see if I can. He said he had one payment left and he can pick it up, but I was like, okay, man, like,
so I'm
give
kind
him
of
more money.
I'm kind of in Charlie the Unicorn's boat here, because you're saying that people were calling and saying he was missing in Australia, but then his next message is, "Oh, I'm back in China."
Which part is confusing about that?
Is he in Australia or is he
to China? He moved to China to be closer to the factory, like where these things are coming out of. But the thing is, the thing that is concerning though, is it is alleged that the customer service is ran by his own mother, and even she was like, "I don't fucking know where he's at, and I'm concerned." Like, that's crazy, bro.
Kind of a red flag, just a little bit.
That's crazy.
If
Moose
true,
said he got
allegedly.
the Battling Deadpool on 322 when he got it, so good for you, Moose. Yeah, it's just. Oh, look at what is this? Pedro says, speaking of being stiffed and ignored, Twitter head refuses to send the Elvira autograph certificates to us who purchased the statue. This has been an issue since January. Send me, Pedro, if you're on Facebook, send me some information on that. That might be interesting to look into. But yeah, there is that little bit of information. Do with that what you will. We're not. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, but I think people also have to decide if. I
got scammed last week.
Really? What happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I went to Calgary Fan Expo, the Comic-Con, and all the booths here, they have like cool like sword vendors, right? And every time I'm there, I look at the Master Sword, from Ocarina of Time, one of my favorite games of all time. And this time I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And I was like, no, screw it. And I left the Comic-Con and I decided not to buy it. And I got home that night and I was like, fuck, like I still kind of want that sword. So I went online and I Googled, battle ready Master Swords.
You gotta be careful with that search engine. With that
and so it brought me to a website that like looked super legitimate. You were able to choose like what type of steel that you'd get and everything. And I went overboard. I was like, okay, screw it. I'm gonna get like a sharp, battle ready, like D2 steel sword, something that like if zombies happen, I can chop those fuckers in half, right? Like I want to be ready for the apocalypse, at least with a sword. And so I spent $600 to get this sword, and spent the money. The very next day, I was like, I didn't really do that much homework because it was very much like a full out impulse buy. And I went and looked up the website, and pretty much everybody was like, "This is a scam. Like, don't spend your money here." Everybody said it. And so, I immediately called my, I immediately called my bank and was like, "I'm sorry. Like, I definitely got scammed last night, and it was my fault, But I contacted the people. They didn't get back to me at all for a refund, like within 24 hours. They finally got back to me like a week or two, like maybe like 6 or 7 days later, to say, sorry, like our business owner died, and so we're a little bit slow with processing our emails.
Jesus
we'll get
Christ.
back to you soon. And I was like, oh my God. But anyways, the bank ended up refunding my credit
They got
card.
your money back?
But you have to
Nice.
you have to get a new card and attach it to everything again. And
That's a
it's just
fucking
like,
pain
oh
in
my
the
gosh,
ass.
pain in the
There
ass.
should be like a fee. Like, can I pay like $10 and like the bank just does
Just
that for
transfer
me?
it, right? I know,
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, so go, don't just like, I don't know, splurge purchase shit in the middle of the night for no reason without doing your homework. Don't pull a Ben, because you'll get ripped off.
Zach, can you play that clip for Ben? Sorry,
yes.
it's asking a lot.
It's not that. I got an ad that happened. Here we go.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed.
I like the way it says "duh." I like that. Anyways,
Also
so
fair.
do what you think is right. That's all we're saying. Let's see. We got a giveaway. 75,000 subscribers. It's gonna be, I would estimate, in the next 45 days. If you're a channel member or a Patreon, you are entered into the giveaway, as it's a exclusive giveaway. But we're giving away 3 figures now. The lovely Natalie G, the sweetheart of all sweethearts, donated a Mark 50 Hot Toys to the giveaway. So that'll be the first item. Lane the Legend Kramer donated a Bo-Katan to the giveaway, so that'll also be a giveaway item for a channel member or a Patreon. And then last but certainly not least, the Maximum Series Spider-Man by Hasbro, Marvel Legends. And so if you want to enter to join the giveaway, become a Patreon or a channel member, we will pull the list. So, the Tuesday after we get 75,000 is when we're doing the drawing, and that's when we're also pulling the list of members. So that'll be a live drawing, and I think the way we're doing it is you can only win one. I think that's fair enough. But yeah, if you're both, you get 2 entries, but unfortunately I don't think you can win both. I think that's what Dean and I agreed. So yeah, thank you to Lane and Natalie for donating, and yeah, we're excited to hit this milestone whenever we do, and I think it's a really cool giveaway to celebrate the occasion.
Noise.
Let's see here. We'll skip some plugs. I think we've plugged enough. Tariff Weekly. This section is so fucking volatile. I think we had like 10 slides, and I think 9 of them were out of date between Wednesday and today. Pedro, I'll look at this tomorrow, and I'll see if we can assist with the situation with the autograph. This was, let me see, do I have it here? Yeah, this was the 2 most recent updates. By May 14th, the U.S. will temporarily lower its tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%, while China will cut its levies on American imports from 125% to 10%. Now, I want to be very clear. Okay, so that was a few days ago, but then this was this morning from Reuters. So the U.S. slashes de minimis tariff on small China parcels to 54%. The joint statement in Geneva didn't mention the de minimis duties. The White House order released later said the levies will be reduced to 54% from 120% for items valued up to $800, with a flat fee of $100 to remain starting May 14th. Carriers can pay either the 54% or the $100 fee per package. The logistic companies or freight forwarders collect those fees from sellers in China in advance. And when I was talking to Jordan during the show, it's not really clear even with this And when I tried to look this up, what she was saying was that it seems like it's up to the couriers to decide. I had always thought it was whichever was higher, but it doesn't make a ton of sense. And I believe this price here is for non-de minimis goods, so like freight coming in. But the one thing that I harped on earlier that I want to reiterate now is when companies were being charged 145% tariff on the export value, the net tariff to us, which, Marco, this is an interesting calculus, was 6%. And so, in my opinion, if we're paying 30% tariff on the export value, I would think that to us, the tariff should then just be 1.5%. If they're dropping by almost a factor of 4, I think you would then take 6% and divide it by 4 as well. Unless companies are saying, well, we were taking a bigger burden and now we're just going to take not as big of a burden, but you're still paying the 6%, which I think then goes into our companies profiting from this. I think it's just tough, man. It's a tough situation. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like
we
it.
talked about this, right? Once the things go on, once these price increases go on, even if there's changes, it feels very unlikely that I think that they'll have a perfect excuse, right? Because we don't have enough insight into how exactly that 6% was derived, so they could be like, no, we were, taking on a bigger chunk, which seems likely. But like you said, how much were you making on each figure to begin with? Just strictly talking about Hot Toys here. So yeah, it does feel fair. Like you toggle that back a little bit. If you're willing to do 6% on 120, then now cut me a break and do less. But I don't think that will be the case.
Yeah, because if you're saying like, okay, we're splitting the burden, fairly appropriately, right? Because 6% of retail is different than 145% of exported MSRP. Also, how the fuck do you turn off Steam notices? I keep getting this fucking notification. Moogle Magic is that you?
No, but I keep getting my Steam notifications too.
That's fucking pissing me off.
It's like every 5 seconds. It's like your friend is playing this game. I'm like,
holy
yeah, you just told me that.
Who is Moogle Magic, bro? I'm fucking. How do I block this person? It's pissing me off. Anyways, yeah, it's just like. I think that we should be splitting that number, right? Like if that's what we're saying, then to me that sounds right. But what do I know? What do I know? What do y'all think? Am I crazy for that thought?
No, I already paid 2 tariff charges on 2 different figures, Artisan Anakin and the Dewback. 2 things that I should be incredibly excited about, but it kind of took a little bit of steam out of. And I get it's not a huge amount, right? $40 for the Dewback, 20 something for Anakin, but it's just kind of like, well, this is just extra shitty. It all feels pointless. And again, I don't know, as an American, as a collector, what am I getting out of this whole trade war with these countries? Like, what is the end result to me personally, to my community? I don't see it. I'm not seeing any benefits announced. And again, maybe I'm just too close to this thing and thinking about just collectibles, but it all feels really fucking pointless and pretty frustrating. But yeah,
so Jordan,
I say,
yeah, so 30% is for bulk orders for companies, and then the 54% or $100 flat rate is for direct small de minimis packages. It's too fucking confusing, honestly. It makes me not want to buy fucking anything, TBH. But it is what it is, bro. So there's that. Kit Chan made a post. Now this post actually confused me so much more. I actually genuinely don't understand what the fuck is happening anymore. But he says, as for today, the de minimis tariff for the U.S. is still 54%. We have to start shipping to the U.S. with tariff impact fee. Otherwise, we'll need another warehouse and labor to hold products for uncertainty. Basically, we will charge around $5 per kilogram. For example, regular Hot Toys is around 2 kilogram. That means we shall charge you $10 extra. For small items, we'll charge $3 to $5 depending on the package size. And they'll send that as a PayPal invoice. I guess nowhere in any of this have they talked about weight, so I don't know why Kit's talking about weight. It's just so confusing. I don't know. I just don't know. Does anyone know? Does anyone have an idea of what that means? Because that actually made me more confused.
Yeah, now I'm even more confused.
I don't fucking know. So there's that. There's that.
Mr. Musashi has a really good take here that I agree with.
I don't think they should charge us anything. They assume all risk on pre-order items. Not like they're...
I fucked it.
Yeah, that's what I said the first show. I was like, am I fucking crazy? But not like they're reducing costs when they get a better deal from Hot Toys. Yeah.
And especially given that this seems a little bit short-lived, at least the 120%. All that cost that they passed along to us was, of course, to save their butt, but it all feels dirty, man.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Oh my god, did I put these slides at the end of the... I don't know what's happening, bro. This is not my finest hour, bro. I don't know what's happening. I am so confused. I don't know why this is in this part of the show. Okay, so I did do it. I just had it at the wrong portion of the show. Look at that. There you go. Junk drawer. Okay, Charlie, you fucking guy. Unless you're talking about the tariffs thing. I'll be honest, there's a lot of trailers on the show sheet today. I really would not want to...
We don't have to watch them.
Watch them, because the last 3 episodes have gotten claimed, and that's not good. May 2026 will be a major month for entertainment. You have Avengers Doomsday May 1st, The Mando and Grogu May 22nd, Grand Theft Auto 6 May 26th. I believe Fern was saying that the World Cup is going on during that time as well, so lots of crazy stuff going on in May 2026. I think I'm most excited for Grand Theft Auto 6 out of all these 3. What about you guys?
Oh yeah, dude.
Go on, man.
Go Ben.
I was gonna say I think it's hilarious how many people are like, "Wow, look how much better this looks. This makes GTA 5 look like old and horrible now." And it's like, yeah, but it's a 13-year-old game. I've played this GTA 5 on 3 different systems since it came out. So 100% I am excited for GTA 6. It is crazy. If you were like a 13-year-old when you first played GTA 5, you could potentially have children at this point by the time GTA 6 is coming out. It's wild. I am so excited though, and it does look pretty freaking amazing. I will give it that. So I'm excited to see the bigger map. I'm excited to see all the different things you can do. There's lots of different Easter eggs in the trailer. If you like watching some of those breakdown videos on trailers, it's pretty freaking cool. I'm gonna put a lot of time into this, I bet. What about you, Dean?
Yeah, GTA 6 for sure. I mean, depending on the price, I'm really not keen on $100+ games. I think it'd be fucking incredible if they came out and it was like a normal price. Because I feel like the industry as a whole is like getting ready for this to be super expensive. So everyone's like ramping up their prices. And it'd be fucking awesome if GTA was like, no, it's going to be normal.
Yeah, why would they have to charge more? Online is going to make them so much money that they could just get it in as many households as possible is all they care about. Right?
Actually, that's a great
They should throw us a fucking bone. I bought the fucking Grand Theft Auto, was it 4 or 5? I bought that shit 8
Yeah,
times.
I've bought it 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth the money. I've probably put 2,000 hours into that game, but
right.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite the month. That's a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of really good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing Star Wars on the big screen again, though. It's been way too long. So hopefully this will do really well. It'll be really well made, and we'll actually start getting some Star Wars movies every few years. Don't play it out, but every few years would be perfect.
Speaking of, I'm having a terrible time with Andor Season 2. I've tried going back to it now 3 times. I've only been able to get to the end of the 2nd episode. I'm just like,
apparently it gets so good. I haven't watched it.
I'm like, I've been bored, honestly.
This is my personal opinion. I think the first arc is the weakest, the first 3 episodes. I will say episode 3 is all action, though, or at least from what I recall, it's pretty good. Yeah, I will agree. The first arc, not great. I will also say, though, because they're releasing them, I don't know about tonight. I think it's 3 episodes as well. But is it 3 episodes, Marco, or is it 2 today?
I think it's 3, the final 3.
Okay, so from what I've noticed, every arc, the first episode bores the shit out of me. But it's setting up, like it's like you're watching a basically 3-hour movie or 2.5-hour movie.
Yep.
It's setting up all the pieces because there's a time skip, so you're basically kind of resetting the characters. It sets up everything. The second one's pretty good, and every third episode, literally, I'm like pausing it to like catch my breath. I'm like, dude, this shit is fucking wild. And I will say this. The last episode, which I believe was 9, might be like the craziest hour of Star Wars ever. It's like up there with Clone Wars finale season, like the send off.
Damn,
it's so fucking good, Ben. It's like it's really fucking good.
I'll watch the third episode. I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch the third episode tonight. See if it grabs me.
The 9th episode was the first time that I've had this thing with the show where I'm like, okay, Cassian's not in any danger. Like we know he's gonna be in fucking Rogue One,
plot armor.
But yeah, with the character of with one of the characters, I know that she's not gonna die because she's in the other movies, but the storytelling completely made me forget that, and I was like edge of the seat, like, oh my god, this shit is. I was gooning, bro. I was straight gooning, bro. We talk about Mommy Bix, Mommy Mothma, dude.
Bix. She's wonderful.
Mommy, what's her name? The Luthen's friend. Dude, she might be the new mommy, bro.
She's underrated.
One perk of watching shit on VR, by the way, on the movie theater in VR.
Clea, thank you, Charlie.
I don't watch I don't look at my phone as much.
Yeah.
Whereas like I've been finding myself very distracted by my phone lately when I'm trying to watch shows. It's like an ADHD thing, and but as soon as I put the headset on, I can't watch. I can't look at my phone, so it gets me right in.
So, Ben, I bet that episode 9 of Andor in VR would be sick.
I'm gonna watch it. That's how I'll watch
it.
Dude,
one recommendation. Subtitles for Andor.
Yes, definitely.
Because there's so many accents. Like I find out, and they use a lot of jargon. Right, I find it hard to follow things sometimes. So like the subtitles are crucial for me. Which if Eddie was on, he would say we're idiots. So Eddie and I had a little bet, and we've been wanting to talk about it on the show. I was like, Eddie, if you watch the first 8 episodes of Andor, I will watch season 3 of Clone Wars. He's a man of his word because he's already gotten through all 8 episodes, and he stopped.
Good for him.
He's like, I'm not going to watch anymore. He didn't like it. And I was like, at that point, if it hasn't hooked you, then we're looking for very different things from our TV, and I guess it's not for everyone. I personally
respect that,
thought by 8 episodes, he's a man of his word, and he
man of
stopped,
stature.
But he is.
Honestly, like when we did the show like 3 weeks ago, and it was like, oh, this is the most critically acclaimed. We're like, there's no way. It might fucking be, bro. It honestly might fucking be. It's so good. Yeah. I would say if you don't get... The nice thing, though, Ben, is like the arcs are all pretty separate. So, like, okay, first arc didn't do it for me. I think that's the weakest arc. I will give you that. Go try 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6. That is if you're 7, 8, 9. They're all different stories. They're all completely different. They're obviously similar. It's like the infancy of the rebellion, but it's, they're just totally... They're all doing different things, so it's not.
I did like season 1, even though it felt like a slow burn at the beginning for me too. Like, and I ended up loving that first season. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, there you go. So it's 4 BBY, 3 BBY, 2 BBY, and 1 BBY. So it's there's a 1-year time skip between every.
Oh, there's a big jump. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
And 1 BBY is like that's basically right when Star Wars starts. So
cool.
EA has confirmed it has no plans to raise the price of its games, even as the like of Microsoft and Nintendo jumped to $80. I think that's noble, but I would say EA is also like the game that has microtransactions more than any other game. So I would say on average, people spend a lot more on an EA game than any other, but it's a noble announcement. But things are like Ultimate Team
arms.
or...
Looks like he's got 2 biceps.
Yeah, that dude's shredded, bro.
He's got like a shoulder and then 2 biceps.
Is that Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, it is McCaffrey. He's built different for sure. Bro. You should see his lower body, Ben.
I'm good.
Oh
we got trailers for Peacemaker Season 2, King Fury 2, Fallout Season 2, which I believe I saw an announcement that it was also already greenlit for Season 3, which is pretty cool.
Can you go back to the last one? Dean, were you tagging me on the King Fury on this thing?
Kung Fury?
Is that Michael
not on purpose. It is.
Wow, that's pretty good look for him.
Bro, Kung Fury. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kung Fury.
No, I have no idea what this is.
Okay, so Kung Fury started off as like this funny little, like 5-minute short on the internet, and there's this over the top 80s, like, it's just a short little movie, and it was about this cop that use kung fu to fight Nazis. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's over the top on purpose. Well, it got so popular that they did a Kickstarter and they made a movie. I believe it's still on Netflix. You could watch it on YouTube, I believe. It's only like 35 minutes long. There's like fucking dinosaurs and Vikings and fucking time travel. What? Kung Fu Hitler. Like, it's insane. It's fucking batshit crazy.
And Fury is that's Ben's OnlyFans, actually.
Yeah, Kung Fury. Well, this popped out of nowhere this week. Kung Fury 2, Michael Fassbender's in it. It's like 10 minutes leaked footage. And like everyone's kind of like, are they doing a second one? Is this all it was going to be? Like, it's crazy. But there's 10 minutes of this Kung Fury 2 on YouTube right now. Awesome. And it's amazing. Michael Fassbender's in it. Someone else is in it. I forgot who it was. But yeah, it's crazy. I highly recommend checking out Kung Fury.
Okay, noted.
There you go.
I'm sold.
There you go.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender is amazing. So anything he's in. The Peacemaker 2, that was cool. It had what's his face in it from the new Superman movie, Guy Gardner.
Oh, he's in it.
Yeah, a couple of people from the new movie make an appearance in the
Hot Girl too, right?
Teaser.
The one
yeah, Hot Girl.
Not Abby, but what's her name from Last of Us?
And then
Bella Ramsey.
No, she's.
Oh God.
But yeah, so Peacemaker, that looks cool. And then Fallout 2, it was just like a 30-second clip of them walking towards New Vegas.
Yeah,
which is super dope.
New Vegas.
New Vegas, yeah. But dude, I really loved Fallout show, so I'm super excited.
I loved it too, dude. I loved it too. I cannot wait for a second season of it. I can't wait. And I put so much time into Fallout the games too, so like there's so many good Easter eggs. Yeah, loving it. Peacemaker, I'm excited for too.
Did we get Zach's take on the Fallout show? I know he loves Fallout.
We've talked about it. Yeah, Fallout. I fucking love the show.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah,
because it's such a, to say Fallout, it's like such a large universe. But I loved the Fallout show. The actress, Ellie, what's her name?
Purnell.
Purnell, thank you. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, and it certainly made it an easy watch.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I had honestly genuinely zero complaints about the show. Even like all the actors, the ghoul, the I don't know what the kid's name is, but the one that wears the mech, dude,
yeah,
amazing. It's so cool to see that stuff.
Now?
It's so cool to see that stuff. Like, as someone that played the games. I'll be honest, I tried playing New Vegas last year, and I've played it in the past.
It's not as good.
I just could not get into it after playing Fallout 4. Like, just the quality of life improvements, it was just a bit difficult for me to get into, but it wasn't as good as I remember it being when I was younger.
I'm with you, but I went right from Fallout 3, so much Fallout 3. I played the shit out of that game, and then went straight into New Vegas, and I lost me about halfway through. Did not love it, and then I put a lot of time into Fallout 4. But
Fallout 4 is the one with the dog, right?
Yeah,
Dean, that's the one that I played, right?
Well, they all have dogs. You can have a dog in all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Dog meat.
Yeah. Dog meat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. No, I just dude, I fuck with it, bro.
It was just coming. It came at a time where like you had the Halo series that just shit on everything that came before it and all the fans. They were like, we're not even going to pay attention to video games and story. We're just going to do it. And it's like, well, then it's not fucking Halo. Why are you even bothering? Make your own fucking thing. And then just other shows like the He-Man drama that happened. And then there was just a lot of shit happening when this show was about to come out that I was like, dude, Fallout's going to fucking suck. There's no fucking point. Fuck this shit. And then my sister was like, you gotta watch it. And I was like, okay. So I watched it. I'm like, holy shit. Like, they actually give a fuck about the show they're making. So the fact that they went to New Vegas for this season, I'm like, holy shit, dude. This is amazing. I'm super pumped.
Peace. Let's see here. I think that's it. CW Plus. We're gonna talk about how our mothers influenced our collecting. So if you're a Patreon member, did I put that link in the Patreon chat? I thought I did. But yeah, we'll get on that here right after the show. Let's see. Let me put that link into Patreon. There you go. Dean, let's say thank you to the Patreonies that keep the show going. Please and thank you.
Keep the network going. It's Captain Ford over Nate Mendez, Eric Mariscal, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valterino, Ben Thomas, David Jones, Sam Giss, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns, Figs, Billy Badfish, Luke Skywalker, Griffin Campbell, or Campbell. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Big Ol' Fern, Caesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin, Bomonsky, Jose CZ, 2 Cothry, Watt, Aries Portillo, Alvin J, Aurelius Delgado, Toy Cartel, Sean Forster, Harry Dempsey, Joe Chet Beeks Corbus, Sith Scale Collector, Jared G, Alberto Cortez, Big Rib, the Big Donk, Trevor Weed, Darren Ilderton, Dalmaton, Stephen Perger, Sean Usby, Stephen Marina Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Parent, Exodus, Abe Dog TV, and Gigi, the Judgmental. How judgmental, Marco?
Wow.
Very judgmental.
Did she see it?
She did. We can maybe talk about it a bit on Plus.
Yeah, we don't want to
it didn't go as poorly as I expected.
There you
Not
go.
well, for sure.
Well, that's good.
Marco
Okay,
did the goated toe lick maneuver, bro. It was game, set, match. Let's see here. Patreon.com/collecting weekly. If you want to join us on Patreon, we got 4 tiers for you to join, depending on the level of support you want to show. $5 for the digital tier. It's all the basically the whole digital library of Plus, After Dark, etc. You can also join the Patreon chat. $7.50 gets you stickers sent every other month. This month, we're actually going to send 2, like this set and then the next set of stickers. So just to get them in people's hands early. We also have a $15 and $25 tier. We also have channel members that really help us out. 12-inch Moose Dream, Absolute Irwin, Alex Black, Aurelius Delgado, Aaron Salazar, Aaron Broverman, Ben Thomas, Big Rib, Bob Dylan, Chris V, Clinton Martin, CT603, DJ, Eddie Money Mendez, Gare Bear, Hodor, Mike's Adventure World, Jake, Just Another Friday Night, Justin Sports Card, Jazzy, King Dingling, Luke Skywalker, LV Avenger 702, Figure in a Bubble, Mr. Sketch, OG Fan, 16 Focus, Philip the Fool, S-Beam, Sam Giss, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Trevor Weed, and Universal Key. You become a channel member for 99 cents if you're on our Patreon, or $2.99 if you're not. You get loyalty badges and custom chat emojis. Here's a look at the chat emojis and the membership icons. I think we should be coming up on our first member to hit 5 years here pretty soon. So that's pretty good. Looking at the network, we have OFAC, Small Talk, and Movie Night alternating Thursdays, After Dark Wednesday at 10:30, CW Plus every Tuesday after the main show, and Just Another Friday Nights on Fridays, unboxings as we get them. But I think we're not going to have one for a little bit with we've ran out of stuff to unbox. Any shout outs that we want to give? I'll kick us off. It was Connor's birthday, Hot Toys Hotline. So shout out to Connor. Love that guy. But yeah.
Shout out to Zach. He
what the fuck?
Did a little excursion last week. He actually did a Z-Log on it to one of the Texas malls to pick up a specialty bag for Katera, and she was going pretty crazy because she thought she missed out, and when she saw that it was in Texas, and Zach literally got in the car like within minutes of the request, it seems like, and immediately went and picked it up for her and sent it, and it showed up today.
Oh, really?
So his
Nice.
package has been received. So
wow.
The box
Let me
was
ask you
beaten to
this.
shit, so I haven't looked inside it yet. But
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you this, Ben. This is the real question. Did your Mike's Adventure World package arrive yet?
it has still not arrived yet.
Yeah, hate to
Fucking
see
go,
it.
Poor
baby.
guy. I feel
Let's
bad for Mike,
fucking
man.
go, baby.
He's gonna end up remaking that thing for me. I feel so bad.
No, Mike is a great guy. In fact, shout out to Mike as well. Because the size of some of these prints, like just the cockpit section of the TIE Avenger is too big for my printer, so he's gonna print some of those pieces for me. And I could tell he was kind of like wanting to do the wings, so I might have him print the wings too and just make a fucking 40-inch TIE Avenger. Like, it's on the table right now, but yeah, he's a good guy. I got a little bit of something going his way as well. So
also, shout out to everybody who joined me for the May the 4th Let's Get Nuts stream. If you guys missed it, we had a special guest cosplayer on the show that episode. Her name was Saphira Cosplay. Awesome stuff, awesome content. So if you missed it, go back and take a watch. We skipped this Sunday. I will be at a birthday party next Sunday. We'll be back on the 25th if you like the Sunday show.
nice, very good. Anyone have any other shout outs that they would like to give? Shout out to Gigi for putting up with my boy Marco. We love you,
You
Gigi.
can do it, Gigi.
Stretching her limits of how much she's willing to put up with, but
Is she charging you tariffs as well? Like, is that part of it?
Damn, he's getting double tariff, bro.
don't give her any
Double
ideas. Don't give her
Oh, God,
any ideas.
shut the
please.
fuck up.
Oh boy! Shout out to Dean's mom. She was not in the vlog per se, but she was in the environment as we were filming. Dean asked me not to film her, but yeah, I got to hang out with Dean's beautiful mother. Wish her a happy Mother's Day in person, and you know, when you get an angel like Dean, you can only imagine how angelic his mother is. So
shout out
Kensington.
Yeah,
or Dean's mom / Kensington.
Yeah, shout out Zach as well. I would have been bamboozled getting this chair without Zach.
Dude, people were saying I was doing too much on After Dark, Dean. That was the quote they used, bro.
I was, so I was gonna buy this chair, and I asked the lady, I was like, if you could just get it down the stairs, so I could just come grab it, it's good. So I was like, I'm gonna ask Zach and take him just in case. And the lady was like, no, don't worry about it. I'll have my stepbrother and or my brother-in-law and somebody else will be here as well. So don't worry about it. I was like, I'm gonna take Zach. So I asked Zach. He says yes, of course. So
I offered, to be clear.
We get there. It's still upstairs. Zach helps get it down. I would have been screwed otherwise. We'll go more into detail later, but yeah, Zach did a whole lot. Like the chair itself wasn't that heavy. It's just
awkward. There's just not a good place to get a good purchase on it to lift it with two people.
Right, and then
we're going down like if we were just walking it from, the front door to your car, all three of us could have lifted it. But going down it wasn't a winding staircase, but it had a slight.
It was a weird shaped staircase. Yeah, it was weird.
If you know, you know. But we got it done.
So shout out Zach.
Shout out to my boy Mark, dude. I don't think he's watching, but you know, Mark, the goat. Yeah,
Mark was awesome.
The goat.
Strong boy. Got that Latin. What can Brown do for you strength? Anyways,
say that.
I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
Damn, that was crazy. Almost love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.